Guru Nation? Welcome back to the Clinical Trials Guru.com. It's been a long time since I've used the whiteboard. Hopefully you can read it. I've been doing a lot of long form content like a podcast. So go to Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever. This one is strictly for you YouTubers out there. So it's in direct response to questions I get almost on a daily basis these days of people that want to start their own sites. And they're asking, well, what are some common ways to partner with a PI? Because whenever I'm looking for a doctor, they're inevitably going to ask about money at some point. And my answer is, there are no rules, there are no guidelines. However, these are some of the ways that I've partnered with, and there's always a combination of these different type of ways as well. So let's just get into the two basic structures of you partnering with a PI. Are you doing it in your office or are you doing it in their office? Meaning, are you paying the rent or are they paying the rent, and are they coming to you to do assessments and to meet with monitors and to sign papers, or are they already there and they don't need to go anywhere and you're going to them actually to handle the study work? So I'm assuming you're going to be either the study coordinator or the site director or something involving quality assurance or just operating the business, right? So that's the two things you got to figure out first before anything else. Where are you doing the studies with this PI? Now you can have multiple PIs and use each of these two strategies in different cases depending on what works best for them. And at the end of the day, it's always about what works best for them. What is going to make them able to have the most compliance and have the most oversight over study safety and the protocol for that particular study. So just because you choose one route with one PI does not mean that you're forced to only do that with everyone else that comes into your practice. You can choose to do that, but it's not a requirement, okay? So your office or their office, are you paying the rent? Are they paying the rent? Are they coming to you? Are you gonna set up shop in their office, okay? Then, let's assume it's in your office, okay? So, you can pay them fee for service. So when you get your budget, you look at each assessment should be broken down. If not, you need to create something that's fair for each assessment. For example, if they're doing a physical exam or reviewing the lab results, what are you paying them for that? That's fee for service. That comes out of the budget or whatever you guys agree on beforehand is fair, okay? You can also pay them a percentage of the gross, not the net, the gross budget. The payments that come in as you get paid. Let's say, for example, you've been doing a study and a sponsor sends you a check for $10,000. You, if you agree on a percentage, usually it's 20%, will pay your doctor, your PI, $2,000 from that check. So that's the way it works. Every time a payment comes in, you cut them a check at an agreed upon percentage. Okay. Typically, if it's in your office, 20% seems to be a fair percentage. You'll see as we move into their office, depending on if they're covering most of the cost, that percentage should go higher. Finally, you can actually partner with them as a business partner. So you can set up an LLC and give them equity in your company. So maybe it's 50-50. Maybe you give them 20% equity in your LLC. Maybe you give them 30%. Again, this is something you've got to figure out. How well do you know this person? What do they want? Do they want to be a business partner? Sometimes they will tell you what they prefer. Like we've had doctors say, no, I just want to come in and get a fee for service. Others said, no, I would like to have some incentive to continue to come in, meet with monitors, but get paid more because of it. So you're getting more of my buy-in. And then other times you say, hey, I want skin in the game. I want to be a business partner. So a lot of this is up to them as well, but it's also up to you. So what's fair? So 50-50 could be a good split. This pen's not working anymore, but 50-50 is a good split. Or 80-20 in your favor. You, the owner, the business person, the site owner, site director, the one running the whole thing should never have less than 50%. Okay, if your doctor wants to partner but they want 80% and you want 20%, it's not worth your time. You're going to be doing most of the work, so you should at least have 50% equity if you guys go this route of partnering. Now, in their office, the strategies remain the same. You can either partner with them as a business partner, percentage, or fee for service. Okay. Now, these numbers can change because there's a lot of variables in their office. Are they paying the rent and not charging you anything to use their space? Are they paying the rent and charging you what's fair to use their space? Are you using their equipment, or do you need to buy it? Are you going to be utilizing some of their staff for free, or are you going to be utilizing some of their staff and paying them? A lot of those are variables that will impact your bottom line. So the business partner thing could still work there. Again, 50-50 max for you. You should probably try to get 60-40 for yourself, 60. Percentage in their office, I said 20% here is fair. Here it could be higher if they're the ones footing the bill, right? Like it's their office, they're paying the rent, they're not really charging you, or they're charging you well below fair market value. You can go higher, 30%, 40%. You can even go as high as 50% of the gross overall. If they're paying for everything, they're not charging you a dime. You can use their staff members as research assistants or just data entry people to help you out. That's perfect. 50-50 is very fair in that case. So you get a check for $10,000, you cut them a check for $5,000, the business keeps the other $5,000. That's a good way to go about it. Or fee for service. And fee for service may or may not be higher in their own office than it is in yours. Again, you'd have to figure out the intricacies of that and the variables and figure out what would be fair for that. Or you can do a combination. Like, hey, you're going to get a percentage guaranteed for every study, but also you're going to get a fee for service for on top of that, right? You can do that. Or you can have them be a business partner, so they're getting, let's say, 20% equity in your company, but you're also giving them a fee for service for certain procedures, okay? So always figure out what they want to get out of it. And again, remember, just because you chose one pathway and one model for one PI does not mean that's the way you have to do it for every PI. And even if you end up being a business partner with PI number 2, you're not going to bring them into your original company. You're going to create a separate LLC for them. So it could get complicated. Seek legal advice, but this is, in a nutshell, the way you could partner with a PI and get over that awkward money conversation. These are just some best practices from my own experiences. Thank you, Guru Nation. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.